B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side.
And the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
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 That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to B-Sides Boxing, first episode of the year. Man, haven't seen you all year.
Yeah. No. Not the dad joke.
Yeah, the old standbys. Joined by Drip, Shanato. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's get into some quick news here. Ryan Garcia has announced his change from trying to fight Devin Haney. Now he's going for Rolly Romero. Downgrade in the sense of the quality of the opposition. I would say upgrade in terms of fight entertainment potential. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, Rolly will be more entertaining than Haney. Haney will just outbox Garcia. Rolly might actually fight him.
Yeah, wasn't Rolly like the initial opponent at first, and then
Yes.
it went to Devin, and now it's back to Rolly?
From what the bit that I recall, it was that Ryan had tried to reach out to Rolly, but he was on like vacation or something. And so he switched to Devin Haney, and then Rolly tried to come back into the picture, to which Ryan and Haney both said, like, sorry, buddy, we're busy. And now we are. The drama continues, I guess.
I guess with that being said, I guess given Ryan's like a star power or pull, we could call it. I mean, does he have the ability to kind of do that as he pleases? Just go back and forth with opponents. Like maybe today I want Rolly, or tomorrow I want Devin. Like it seems like you got to have some real pull to be able to do that, and they still agree with it.
With those two guys in mind, I would say yes, he does. But with like Tank, for example, you can't play that game with him. But I would say pretty much anyone else, like Shakur Stevenson, if that were a possibility. Teofimo Lopez, to an extent.
I don't think Tio would play with that game.
No, on a personality level, no.
Yeah,
But
I think.
Do you guys think it's a bit of a duck? Ryan's decided he can't beat Haney, so he's going for someone a little less skilled?
See, I don't know.
Easy title, and you can leverage that into fighting with Haney, who also has a title, so make it a unification thing.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad business move. It feels a little ducky.
It is a little ducky, yeah.
Look, quack quack. I would say definitely easy title for sure, and can be used as leverage. Fuck, I had a train of thought also, but I just completely lost it.
Ducky was
yeah, you know what? It might come back to me.
Pit puppy that I had a long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. I don't know if I would say it's really a duck because like, there's maybe a hint of duck in there because he fought Tank and he fought Tank and he had to know he was gonna lose to Tank. I don't think Ryan knew he was gonna win that fight, but he still took it. I just think business-wise, kind of like you guys said, smarter move going for Raleigh first, get the strap from him, and then get more money out of fighting Haney because he has a belt.
Make it a bigger event.
Exactly.
For both of them. I'm sure Haney knows the same, recognizes the same thing. Because I haven't heard him say anything yet. And I expect he would be the first one that would say duck, that this is a duck move. But
so now with Haney kind of open, does that like open a room for Haney and Tank? Since Teal's kind of tied up. Teal's tied up for a little bit, but
he's
maybe down
busy
the line.
for a little bit. Haney needs to fight now. So that would... Tank, I don't know if Tank would go for that. Isn't he supposed to be opening up the PBC on Prime?
I think so, but I mean they've been going back and forth for the past like month, 2 months now. So
yeah.
And now that Haney's free and Tank has that PBC opener for Prime, like it's the perfect kind of like.
That would be
that would be a crazy opener.
Yes, it would.
So I mean, it kind of like I'm not saying it's working out in their favor for both of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets made like that.
Well, this is... Yeah, so is this one also for Barroso? No? All right.
Oh, I just got it. Dude, leave Barroso alone. He got his win yesterday.
Yeah, he did. We'll get to that in a moment. Really quickly, so we were talking about Teofimo. He is penciled in for February 8th against Jermaine Ortiz. Ortiz is Top Rank. Is Teofimo still with Top Rank?
I thought he went to Matchroom recently.
I thought so too. Maybe because Jermaine Ortiz isn't like a money spinner. I don't know. And Jose Ramirez also signs with Golden Boy, multi-fight, multi-year deal. Barbosa, who signed with them, he last fought in February of 23, was released by Top Rank in like July, signed with Golden Boy in November, and here's his debut. Was last night. So let's get into the recaps here. Starting back on December 17th, the Day of Reckoning.
Feels so long ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the Day of Reckoning. Let's go from the bottom up. Filip Hrgović stops Mark DeMorty in 1. I missed this one, to be fully transparent there. I didn't catch it. I would have gotten home at what was around like round 4, but Hrgović had other plans.
Yeah, not much to say on that one. I also missed it as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I slept through the start of this card too because it started at like 2 a.m.
All right, so Frank Sanchez stops Junior Fa in 7. That was
I saw
unexpected.
highlights of this one.
It was unexpected for me. I didn't see that coming.
What's next for Frank Sanchez, man? Like, when's he gonna get a title fight or something?
Never.
The titles are all tied up.
He's gotta be up next for something, at least a contender, right?
I mean, Fury and Usyk are fighting,
Yes,
and they probably have a rematch clause.
they do. It's a
So
bilateral.
the titles are tied up there for another year.
At least a year, 2 years, probably.
The
I just feel like
IBF
I've
is
been...
going to strip whoever wins because Hrgović is the mandatory to the IBF, and the IBF is like legally bound to make it happen.
Man, fuck that IBF title.
I mean, like it's one of those.
I like that they make people fight.
It's one of those things.
Yeah,
it's like they follow their own rules. They have bylaws. They don't skirt them for anyone. They can't skirt them for anyone anymore.
Yeah, I definitely respect that for them for sure.
Does it make some shitty fights sometimes? Yeah, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
But like people bitch about like the number one contender never getting their title shot. Well, this is what it is. This is what happens.
Well, and you don't get stuff like Fury. Like, how long has it been since Fury defended his title?
Yes.
Bro, yeah, I think Chisora 3 was the last time he defended it.
Frank Sanchez
That
is
was-
number 6 with the IBF. So that's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I just feel like I've been hearing Frank Sanchez's name in like the mix for so long. And I'm like, damn, when's like anything gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know?
He's been fighting those second tier heavyweights for a long time.
Yeah, dude's been a prospect like how many years now?
I would call him like a lower level contender for too long. But yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5 with the WBA. I would call him the king of the B tier. I don't know if there's anyone better in that category at the moment. WBC.
Yeah, I guess it depends where you draw the line for B tier.
Frank Sanchez is number 4 with the WBC. He is number 4. So he's up there. He could be called up as like a voluntary. If the mandatories were not able to meet, they weren't able to make the fight, then he could get pulled up as a mandatory as well. He's in the range. I think it's like top 5. But there you go. He's up there.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, the only other, like, the guys that he's needing to fight are all on this card anyway. Ajit Kabayel knocks out Arslan Makhmudov in 4.
Ooh.
Was that just like brutality, pillar to post?
That was just a delicious fight.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think that also just answered a lot of questions to Makhmudov. Everyone touted him as like big old scary boogeyman, but truth is, guy can't box to save his life.
Is he the one with the angry eyebrows?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, very angry eyebrows. Yeah, they were touting him as like, you know, some big heavy like destroyer.
Yeah, scary guy, the boogeyman, the next boogeyman.
Yeah, and then it turns out he just can't box like for shit. Like sure he has heavy power, granted that, but absolutely no fundamentals. Piss poor cardio, and yeah, he just got pieced up and couldn't dish it back out. Got too exhausted.
The power thing though, like at heavyweight, the kind of the mantra is like anybody can get touched because of just how big these people are. And any clean shot is going to really mess some, like he's really going to rock someone's dome.
Yeah, he was landing on what's his name, Caballel. But Caballel, I mean, he ate them. I think 3 times he got wobbled, but he ate them, fired 2 back, and I think just the consistent pressure of Caballel just broke him down.
Well, anything more? Because I mean, like Makhmudov, is there? Maybe he'll get his eyebrows reshaped to sad face.
I think Makhmudov will be like, excuse me, choking almonds. Sorry. I think he'll be like a fun watch in the future, just to kind of like be like a big gatekeeper. But I don't know if he'll ever be like a title holder.
We'll get to him in just a second, but maybe him versus Gerald Miller. It's a good one. And I say just a second because Jai Apataya knocks out El Zorro in 1. This fight comes after he was stripped of his IBF title, like we were just talking about. Like the IBF enforced a mandatory. Apataya and Matchroom had already had other plans, and the IBF can't renege on their mandatory offerings. So that was not a title fight anymore. But Daniel Dubois, Triple D, stops in like the last fucking seconds. Clutch fucking stoppage. Stops Gerald Miller. 335 pounds of all-American beef. Holy shit, that was super fun. Gerald Miller was like completely gassed from what, like round 6 at best.
Yeah, probably 6 at best.
And yeah, so I guess not having the Enduraball was a bit of a problem for him. But it's all right. Triple D reinvigorates himself, I think, gets his confidence back a little bit. I think a lot of people were, myself included, I was saying like, look, man, you can do it. You just like, fuck, bro, you gotta believe in yourself, man. You can do this. You are not incapable. Like, you let one slip against Usyk and you let that take your confidence away from you. Like, shit happens, dude. It's boxing.
How did you guys think of his performance, though?
Not great. He's not going to be a title holder either, but
which is too bad. I really thought he was going to be, like, a few years ago.
He seemed like he was on the right track. If they had held, like, just kind of slowly built him as the other guys start to age out, he could really come. Yeah. He could have blossomed into the leader of the pack. But
yeah, those couple defeats really kind of messed with his head, I think.
Yeah, it's all right though. I think he'll still be in he'll straddle the line of the A and B tiers, like the world title contenders and then the climbing contenders, I guess.
Yeah.
Gatekeeper-ish.
Gatekeeper to the top.
Yeah, he's the high-level gatekeeper, so. And that's not entirely a bad place to be. It does take a lot of fucking hard work and dedication to get to that point. What?
Yeah, he, didn't look great. Oh, Daniel.
Yeah,
but
not great.
It is what it is, He'll probably have another title shot in the future. Will he get it? Will he win that? I don't think so.
I think this, will he get another? It'll be like an interim kind of thing, kind of like Zhang is right now, and Joe Joyce was for the longest time before, just like the perennial interim title holder.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be. I think he could be something like that, but.
Yeah. Who do you think they'll have fight Hrgovic after they strip the IBF?
I wonder if Wallin, after his loss. Let me check. Who's in the IBF? Otto Wallin is they haven't updated yet. So
Dubois will be kind of up there for someone to choose after they win that belt.
He was number 8 coming into.
They dropped him that far.
Yeah,
I think he's better than 8.
Well, Makhmudov is at 7, so there's that. Then Sanchez, Jared Anderson, Joseph Parker, who's probably going to move up. AJ at 3, Wallin and Hrgovic were 2 and 1.
I kind of forgot AJ would be free to fight for that.
Yeah.
After whoever wins it.
Yeah, if AJ, the news of the Ngannou fight, which we'll talk about later, but that if he hadn't signed that, AJ versus Hrgovic was the plan for the vacant title.
AJ would make a lot more money fighting Ngannou.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. That is without
big
question.
Bucks.
All right, moving along, Dmitry Bivol. Oh, Gerald Miller, Makhmudov. Makes perfect sense here.
Oh yeah.
Because fat fucking losers, but whatever.
It'd be big Russian beef versus all American beef.
Yeah. Dmitry Bivol.
Rocky 6.
Rocky 7. Dmitry Bivol pieces up Lyndon Arthur. I thought this was he should have been able to stop him with the success he was having. We were talking about in chat. I remember specifically on this one was man, the guy's just no frills, no fanfare, no confetti. He just does what he does, execute the plan as just to the T, and that's it. If he stops him in the course of executing plan A, then good. If it doesn't come, who cares? Doesn't matter. He wins.
Yeah, I think Bivol doesn't fight with very much ego. I don't think he cares if he gets the knockout.
Nah, cool fucking Kyrgyzstani composure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I begin to wonder, once he becomes, the king at 175, assuming he beats Beterbiev, assuming, Beterbiev doesn't lose to Callum Smith, but just say, in a hypothetical situation, he becomes, the king at 175, does he just stay there against this, mundane opposition? Or does he, try to, go to 168 and try to make some, decent fights?
Do you think he still makes 168?
I think
he said he could. He says he can.
Yeah, but people say stuff all the time.
I say that he could because he says his average weight normally is 180, 185. So
he's not cutting down a lot.
Yeah, I don't think him cutting 7 pounds would really hurt him all that much.
No,
compare some other guys do. So I think
would be
he could absolutely
what
make
standard boxers already do. Him going to 68 would be what other boxers already do. I think if Bivol stays at the top of 175, let's assume he beats Beterbiev or loses to Beterbiev and Beterbiev retires, then he still becomes the de facto number one. Mundane opposition, they're not great, but all of the dudes that Beterbiev beat on his way up, Bivol hasn't fought them, so why not?
That's true. Yeah.
It's something to do. And other guys from 68 will be moving up as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. Like, what if they just move up and he stays there? Because, I mean, if I would like to see him against like some of the guys at 168, honestly.
Like Benavidez, to be honest with you, is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Benavidez for sure. I'd even throw in Caleb Plant in the mix, but
that would be a little boring.
Yeah, it'd be definitely a little boring, but it'd be a fun fight. No,
yeah,
not fun. I shouldn't say that. It'd be very technical
and captivating for those who appreciate the technical stuff.
The hardcore fan would like it.
It's a hardcore.
The casual, not so much.
Right, hardcore fans.
Because Bivol dismissed the whole like Canelo rematch like officially like recently, right? He said that ship's like sailed.
Yeah, he didn't have any interest in doing that anymore, and I think Canelo has also hinted at letting it go. If I'm not misremembering, but he has his sights set elsewhere, and if it organically reemerges, then yes. But
yeah, I don't think it's gonna reemerge anytime. I don't think they're on two different paths.
So now that Dmitry Bivol holds 2 of the 5 IBO unification, joking, but that's all. I didn't have anything to follow that up with. It was just
well, actually, the one thing we can't touch on, not IBO joke, but the one moment where Lyndon it hit him to the body, Bivol kind of backed up a little bit. We're
he did.
We're like, oh, what's going on?
Did Bivol just get hurt?
We went from slouching in our chairs to sitting up straight. We're like, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, a little flash of success, but nothing ever came out of it.
Well, that's kind of Lyndon Arthur's entire claim to fame, is a flash of success, beating Anthony Yard, and then getting his ass kicked in the follow-up. There's not a whole lot doing here. So, we have 175 guy, he needs a fight. Does anyone have, of all the other promoters in the room, anyone got a 175 guy who has just has a name that someone will recognize? And good old Frankie puts up his hand.
Do you think all these promoters are in a group chat together? Just
yes, I really do.
I honestly think so too. They're all in just some shitty group chat.
Oh man, I wasn't sure how to take that and leverage and maneuver with this. Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder. God damn it. Deontay Wilder, you motherfucker. Drops it, gets swept fucking 12-0. That is being very generous to Deontay Wilder, giving him 12-0. That was horrible.
That was bad.
That was fucking
real bad.
Horrible. So the question really becomes, is Deontay Wilder done? In his post-fight interview, he said, after his ayahuasca trip, he found an inner peace or whatever, and he doesn't necessarily have that same bronze bomber hunger anymore. So, not sure.
Yeah, especially someone like Wilder, once he doesn't want to anymore, it's just over.
Yeah.
He's not going to become a skill man. He has to go in wanting to hurt somebody.
Yeah. Bivol, his approach would carry through into just it being a job. Whereas, like you said, Deontay Wilder has to have the desire to score knockouts, or he won't get them. And he clearly doesn't have the fucking skill. That was already known. But I was hoping that maybe Malik Scott would have given him more to work with. But
it looked like he wasn't even training. Did you see his legs?
Oh my god, he's so
I don't understand
skinny.
how somebody's I don't understand how somebody's legs get that small. Like,
I don't know.
they didn't look like they could carry him.
He came in he's 6'7", and he was like 220, 215. Like, dog.
His legs looked like he'd spent a year in a wheelchair.
Yes, they really did. It was concerningly skinny. Like he hasn't been doing really anything. Maybe just cardio the entire time.
But even cardio should give you a little bit of calves.
You'd think.
Like, jogging should. Crazy.
Yeah, I think Wilder is just out of it. Man's 38 years old. He made more than enough money from the sport.
Yeah, he has.
Held the belt, defended it. Like, I think he just passed it now.
So there was talk of we'll talk about it later, but Deontay Wilder's possibility of the second day of reckoning, if we'll call it for now, the Ngannou Joshua card. But Joseph Parker, now to give him the time and credit he deserves, he's in the top 5 of all of the major sanctioning bodies. I think this is a good win for him, even with Deontay Wilder looking like shit. He's still, like, his game plan was perfect. He executed it perfectly. He nullified anything that Deontay Wilder brought to the table, which is, as everybody knows, pretty much just the right hand. But he made that right hand completely a non-factor. So, what is possibly next for Parker with all the titles tied up and AJ busy as well?
Yeah,
I think Parker falls in that place you were talking about, where he's like a gatekeeper to the top. So I don't know who that makes him fight next, but he's not quite A tier, but he's better than B tier.
He's better than Dubois, who we put in that same, like, straddle tier.
I mean, actually, that's not a bad point. Can we see Dubois and Parker next?
I think it's a reasonable thing to make, given what we have available to us. Zhang also being one, but we'll talk about his possible outlooks in a little bit as well.
Yeah, there's not much you can really go for besides just Dubois or Zhang, really.
Caballel?
Caballel, yeah. I mean, are they kind of lower, though, on the list?
He's better. Yeah, I think he's better than those guys.
Sanchez Caballel is a good follow-up. Sort of like a bracket, I guess.
Yeah.
Parker is a smaller heavyweight, so maybe if Opataya wants to move up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Australian versus Kiwi.
That could be fun, actually.
That would be really fun.
I think the whole, like, just heavyweight division with all these, like, titles being held up, like, with the top, like, 3-4 guys, it just kind of makes it shitty for everybody else.
Yeah. That's what Undisputed does to divisions. As much as I'm a sucker for Undisputed, I really am, but...
Because Parker already lost to Joyce, right?
Yes, he got stopped, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And he lost to Joshua as well.
Yeah, he lost AJ.
That's who we haven't talked about in any of these potential matches is Joe Joyce. I still think he's pretty up there in the heavyweight division, even though he lost to Zhang.
Up there, you mean in, like, terms of age? Just kidding. Yeah, he is. He's still a factor.
It's a hard fight for anybody.
No, he's still a contender, though. Even if, like, his losses are just to Zhang. That's not entirely something to be ashamed of. Like, the entire division is pretty up in age anyway, so he's in the middle of the pack as far as that goes.
Yeah, and I know he's not super exciting, but I still like watching Joe Joyce.
There's some novelty to how it looks like he fights in slow motion. I mean, he's not, obviously.
But somehow he wins.
Yes, like, I know. That's what's the novelty about it.
He is Michael Myers. He is the monster in the old movie that somehow catches everyone by walking.
So yeah, Joyce You could throw Joyce in with any of these winners. Dubois rematch. Fucking Bivol, I guess. Caballero, Sanchez, Hrgovic versus Joyce. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, be fun.
Joy Hrgovic might be kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, I'm not against that one.
I don't see Joe Joyce in the top 15 of IBF.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's definitely top 15.
Not for the IBF.
Damn.
Ah.
He also doesn't. I don't think he ever trafficked in that. He's number 12 for the WBC.
Honestly, man, where's the real king of the heavyweights? Our boy Johnny Fisher.
Johnny Fisher. He's the British dude, right?
Yeah, big Bosch.
Yeah, that's right.
I like Johnny Fisher, but he is not good.
No, he's terrible, but he's
But
definitely
he
a
is
personality.
super fun. Yeah.
Joyce is not rated by the WBA.
This makes me sad. Like, I know he's had 2 losses, but I think he should be rated.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Like, he's not terrible by any means.
I'm not seeing him on the WBO either.
Did they just like?
He
Blackball
got
him?
fucking axed from everything. Goodness.
Damn, one bad knockout
think-
loss, and that's it.
Wow. Yeah, he's just in the
I
WBC.
disagree.
Strange. That is strange.
Sad times.
Zhang really fucking knocked him out of every
Everything.
organization.
Knocked him out of boxing completely. Right. Main event. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin.
Ooh,
I expected
He's-
better from Otto here.
yeah,
Very
honestly,
disappointed.
So
Maybe.
you think Otto didn't do well rather than Joshua just doing good?
It's both, I think.
There.
yeah. I wonder if AJ is just like a intimidating like presence in the ring, like across from you, and Wallen just got scared or something, because he really just didn't do jack shit. Like he just looked scared the entire fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't seem like he ever got into even first gear.
Wonder if just like AJ scared him across the ring or something, or like what's going on here. But yeah, that was just.
I mean, he wasn't scared of Fury. I can't see AJ being that much more intimidating.
That's what I was thinking as well. So Joe Joyce is rated number 12 by the WBC. Francis Ngannou is number 10.
Shit.
Little fun fact there.
Oh man.
Ngannou has 1 loss in boxing, and they have him higher than Joyce.
Yes.
Yeah, but money talks.
He knocked down Tyson Fury while Joe Joyce lost to a goddamn commie. So part of that is shame, I think. Jokes. Back to
I
AJ
mean-
Otto Wallin. So
AJ looked really good though.
he did. He
Like,
looked fantastic.
He's back. We're
Yes.
back, baby.
So
I
he's,
hope so. I like AJ.
I think
Same.
he's good for the sport overall. Deontay Wilder as his foil was too, but that was bronze bomber Deontay Wilder, not this fucking ayahuasca Deontay-san. I don't know.
Deontay's son.
Deontay.
Yeah,
The enlightened journey.
yeah, the spiritual guru, which that makes him a pillar for his community, which is fucking awesome. I really want to
But-
go to his statue. Actually, it looks really cool.
Somebody needs to go chisel the legs down.
The statue will topple over. It's not.
Crumple.
All right, so AJ, he has his next date set, which that's first Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. We'll get to that in a minute. Otto Wallin, though, so I'm assuming he's going to get bumped from the top 2 in the IBF. So he's not going to be fighting Hrgovic for the title when they strip the winner of the first Fury-Usyk fight. Wallin, I don't know, man. Maybe fight Junior Fa?
Yeah, probably do, because he just looked fucking awful.
Yeah.
Terrible Tuesday.
I don't know if Gerald Miller is... For the little fight that Miller put up, I don't know if what we saw out of Wallin is gonna be able to hang with that.
How old is Wallin? He's young, right?
He's on the younger side, yes.
Oh, so he has no excuse. Why is he... What the fuck's up? Maybe AJ was just really that good. Like,
he's getting into his rhythm with Derek James, maybe. Or wait, that was with Ben Davidson.
Was with I was with Ben. Yeah, I was a Benny boy.
Oh shit! Maybe he asked Ben to go get some hot lady's number for him, and that was the key to determining their friendship. Did nobody else see that story of Ben Davidson and Tyson Fury?
Wait, what?
So Fury, when Tyson Fury and Ben Davidson were talking about like working together, they went fucking somewhere, some holiday spot, and Tyson Fury saw these two very attractive women, and he told Ben Davidson, "Hey, go get them and bring them to our table, and have them sit down with us." And that was like his quote unquote test for Ben Davidson. Like, do you have the fucking stones to hang with me?
By talking to women?
Yeah, like apparently they were like models or something. I don't know. Or they looked like models. I don't fucking know. Okay, I was trying to make a funny there and it didn't land. I'm sorry.
No, I get what you're saying, but
yeah.
I mean, listen, if that's Fury's test, I'll hang out with them all day.
Yeah. So Wallin is 33. So he's
young.
On the younger side for sure. Mm.
Do we just sweep it under the rug as like an off night, or?
Well, I think we'll have to see, because his only losses are to Fury and Joshua, so it's not really anything to be ashamed of. But that performance was dog shit. So
yeah, it was bad.
I think we'll have to wait and see. But I think his next fight should be a softer touch. So for Junior Fa, Arslanbek Makhmudov is a good one. Anything more on Day of Reckoning before we get to our Lord and Savior's coronation?
Nope.
All right. So this was on Tuesday, December 26th. Before we get to the main thing, let's start real quick with the Japanese Boxing Commission Bantamweight title. Seiya Tsutsumi gets the UD over Kazuki Anaguchi. It's a 10-round fight, and I haven't seen yet, but I remember Anaguchi was taken to the hospital and he was in medically induced coma?
No,
his straight up coma?
He lost consciousness before they got him to the hospital bed, and they had to do emergency brain surgery.
Goodness.
And as far as I have been able to find, there's nothing online saying he ever woke up.
Yikes.
Last update I saw was like 5 days later, and he was still in a coma. I don't know if it was medically induced at that point or not, like following brain surgery, but yeah.
That's from the fight?
Yeah.
Dude, they were going at it.
He collapsed in the ring.
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit.
He couldn't come out of his corner to do like the
shake hands and stuff.
the shake hands at the end and raise the hand for the victory and hug with Tsutsumi. Whatever he couldn't do it. He was like dragged away, basically. He couldn't even walk.
Yeah, he couldn't stand, like literally seconds after the final bell.
Let me go get this up real quick.
Yeah, dude, it was
a
rough.
brain bleed.
It was rough.
So it was a hell of a fight, though.
It was. He put up a fucking fight, like seriously.
And I had him winning every round he wasn't knocked down in.
Yeah, I think that's what the commentary was talking about too.
A couple of the judges, I think, had the same score as me, and I think that's the only way you get it. Is Anaguchi won? What would that be? 6 rounds, but he was knocked down 4 times.
Yeah. So Punchburger.
That was a bloody match too,
Yeah.
though. Tsutsumi he gets that cut fairly often. He reminds me of Arturo Gatti. It's the same cut on the same eye every time.
And it bleeds a lot. So Punchburger served rare.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
yeah, dude,
putting up
he's like-
pictures of his shorts after the match. they were white
yeah.
when he went in.
Yeah.
Dude, he can't even like stand at the end of the fight. He's just being held.
Yep. He's being
Like
dragged
his
away.
legs are like twitching.
So
Yeah. He I don't know how he got up in the 11th round after that knockdown.
the 11th round or 10th?
Oh, sorry. Probably 9th.
Oh.
I keep thinking it was a 12-round fight. The second last round.
Mhm. Man, it was entertaining, but another stark reminder of like what these people
Yeah.
put themselves through.
If Anaguchi wasn't hurt so bad, that would have been probably my favorite fight of the year. But obviously it's not because he's not okay. But
Yeah.
Was there like a lot of rabbit punches or?
No,
no,
it was pretty clean.
it was pretty clean. Yeah, it was a clean fight.
It was just damage. Tsutsumi, he brawls, man. He's coming to beat the shit out of you, not to box you necessarily. He is like
I
refined.
think it's pretty hard for the weight class as well.
Has to. He fucking has to. Wasn't this like the final of the monster tournament or whatever?
Yeah, which is so weird that they're having a tournament named after a guy that's still boxing.
Yeah, he must be that
Like,
good,
I find that super weird.
that well renowned. Man, but Tsutsumi, that's super fun. I expect he's going on to the world level after this.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
really like him. His Instagram's really fun,
It is,
which is part of it.
It's a lot of fun.
But just his personality as well. Like in the post-fight interview, he was talking about his clothes and thanking his like clothes sponsor.
all
He's
these
like,
antique clothing that I have.
Yeah, well, it just like I think he like literally talks to a designer about his walkout capes and stuff, or cloaks, or robes, or whatever you call them.
Sorry, Cat was being a little asshole. All right, to the main event here. Naoya Inoue needed 10 to stop Marlon Tapales. That was, I want to say, 5 or 6 more rounds than I expected. Tapales
Yeah,
was
I was-
great. Really awesome.
I was
showing.
surprised.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much so.
And you could see when Inui started trying to get him out, and it still took like 4 or 5 rounds. The last couple guys, once he hits that last gear, it hasn't taken very long.
He is in the BoxRec sphere, number 6.
Box Rex sphere.
Yeah, take that with fucking gallon of salt or whatever. So Tapales, ahead of him on the BoxRec line is Sam Goodman, Stephen Fulton, Cassie Butthole, and Luis Neri.
Huh?
Casimiro?
Oh, I was like, I heard that correctly.
Yes, you did hear that correctly. So
Well,
Moro
I
John,
think Inui's fighting Neri.
yeah, revenge
Yeah.
for Yamanaka there. They're lifting the embargo on Luis Neri.
Neri.
Oh my god. I
I think that's one Inui might actually come in trying to hurt somebody.
yeah, I know that he doesn't get mad. Like wasn't Stephen Fulton and his team, like, they were really trying to antagonize?
They really were, yeah.
And he still played it pretty cool.
But who was during the Muhammad Ali tournament? There was somebody said something about Inui's dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Rodriguez? No, it's a very Hispanic name.
Emmanuel
And
Rodriguez
he
or
hurt
Juan
him.
Carlos Payano?
Okay, no, it was Rodriguez,
Yeah.
and he hurt him on purpose. I am 100% sure of it. He was like, I'm just going to hit you as hard as I can in the liver as many times as I can until you don't get up.
It was that was a KO2. Payano was KO1. Either way, he whichever one it was, if it was Rodriguez, he made them
I'm
suffer.
100% sure it was Rodriguez. Yeah.
He made him pay, and Neri is probably one of his idols as he was coming up in the amateur ranks and the lower professional ranks, and Neri dishonored him. It's time to pay.
Yeah, like I don't think he's gonna talk shit in the press conferences or anything, but I think he's gonna come in and be mean in the ring.
I legitimately worry for Luis Neri's safety on this. More so than I would Casemiro, to be honest with you.
I kind of hope Inoue ends Casemiro's career if they ever fight. But
So Tapales at number 6. Inoue's tied up. He's going to be fighting Luis Neri. So we have some options here. The MJ just came off a decent win there. Pretty highlight win on an undefeated guy. So that's a good catapult. And Fulton is, coming off the loss to Inoue as well. So there's that. I don't know if Tapales would want to fight Casemiro for whatever reason.
I mean, a Filipino super fight would be pretty fun.
It would be. I just don't know
And
if they get
I
down
think
like that.
Tapales. Yeah, I don't know either, but I think Tapales could beat Casemiro.
I think so as well. Like Tapales, when he sticks to his guns, he does it as unentertaining as it might be. He does what he does best. He can hang with the fucking elite, which is a category of 1 right now.
Yeah.
So he can hang with, pun intended, he can hang with monsters. I don't know if Casemiro is really going to offer him anything to be worried about. MJ, that rematch, I would love to see that rematch. That would be great, especially after this. I don't know, not a whole lot to say since Inoue's already setting his sights. And Tapales, I want to see more. I would like to see him fight more other entertaining style fighters. Like Stephen Fulton might not be the best as far as entertainment
No,
goes.
I think Fulton would just really outbox him, and it would be a slightly boring fight.
Like Stephen Fulton's entertainment factor is like Frank Sanchez, where it depends on the opponent. If the opponent presents a real threat, then they become more entertaining because they are evading such a dangerous opponent. But yeah, with Tapales style, Fulton style, like that's not going to be very enjoyable.
Yeah, no, not for anybody.
All right, let's move along here. This one was in Newark.
Oh, yes.
You were there.
Yeah, I will say I didn't catch the whole thing. I left through closer towards the end because it was running late. I had to work the next day. But overall, a lot of good fights. A couple of, I think I saw 2 or 3 first round knockouts, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned those.
Yeah, looks like there's a lot of good up and coming guys just from the Jersey scene, from what I'm seeing. But overall, it was a cool event. I did see Vito Melnicki from a distance, like a couple feet behind me with his entourage. Was gonna go say hi, but he had like his videographer, his entourage with him. I was like, I don't want to just step in there and get beat up.
Interrupt the filming of their event.
Yeah. So, but no, overall, it was cool. Again, obviously, there's a lot of like lower level pros, like from the Jersey area, just being put on by Vito and his team, which is it's good to see. They got some like recognition and stage time. Yeah, not much more to really say about it. I did see that Vito won his fight. The next day.
1-hit KO.
Yeah. Yeah. Aside from that, wasn't much more else to say. Overall, really fun event. A lot of guys up and coming to watch out for.
Who was the fellow that we were emailing with?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's who it was. So, yeah, big ups to GH3
Yeah, shout-
Promos. Thank you.
Shout to Jerry.
Thank you very much for getting us in. I would like to do a little bit more of a deep dive with you on something separate, so we can
Yeah, sure.
give it the attention that they would like. I didn't see this one on the 31st. It was the traditional Japanese boxing event that they do on New Year's Eve. I think, in a way, really took the sails out of that one. Took the wind out of the sails of that one with his thing on Boxing Day. Bless his heart, taking it literally. Thank you. Keep doing that, please. So let's see, Daigo Higa. I recognize his name, so I'm mentioning him. He gets a stoppage in 4 over Nawafon Kaikana. That was 10-round bantamweight. And Kazuto Ioka stops Josper Perez in 7. That was the WBA super flyweight. So,
Yeah, this whole card seemed kind of like mismatches, to be honest. There was a lot of early knockouts. It was fun to watch, but none of the fights really stood out to me. The favorite won pretty much, or the favorite did win all of them
when
pretty
was
quickly.
the rookie tournament?
The rookie tournament?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you went to that.
I did go to that. It was on the 23rd.
Oh shit! Anything fun, exciting? Anything? Any names worth remembering?
I got my program right here. Just 1 second.
All right.
There was a couple I had circled because I'm cool like that, and I can't read them. Fuck. They're all in the katakana's here, but I'm really bad at that. Yeah. Let's see. The Sakai. Yeah. Oh, Ryu Sakai, I thought was looking good. He is a featherweight. He got a knockout. No, he's the one I shared the clip. He got really, really wobbled at the very end of the fight.
That's right. That was a 5-rounder?
Yeah, 5 rounds. So all of the fights were 3 or 5.
It's 'cause it was a tournament?
4 or 5. I think it's because they're all under 20.
Oh, licensing is different there. That's right.
Yeah, I think it's just a health thing. There was also an 18-year-old who really surprised me with his power. He got just like a shut the lights out KO. Mayu. I'm so bad at this. Ryuta Mayu.
Yeah, I see
I
Ryota
thought-
Muto here on this site.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, the katakana I'm not very good at reading. And then the most exciting fight was this guy with glasses. I honestly thought he lost,
Wait,
but
he
the
followed
judges
glasses?
gave it to him. No, but he must be pretty blind because he had them put his glasses on in the corner before he got interviewed.
I was gonna say, did he fight with glasses? That's kind of baller.
That would be new. That'd be a first. Is it Daijiro Ishizaki?
No,
Yamato Moriguchi?
Sagata? No. Sugada, I think. Sugata?
Oh, Sakata
Sugata?
Isa?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a fun fight versus
Kitano Takeda?
Mashio? No. I'm not sure what this guy's name is. Mashioka? Is that a she? Anyways, overall, it was a really, really fun night. They were short fights, But if anyone is in Tokyo and they like boxing and there's fights at Kurakuen Hall, I highly recommend it. The venue's really small. The tickets aren't very expensive, or at least nothing I've been to has been more than $40 American. And you can see everything from every seat. And the super fun thing about the rookie tournament is it's East versus West. So it is a tournament in that it's been going on, I think, for like months. And so the west of Japan sends their best boxer to Tokyo, and Tokyo is considered the East, and of course the rest of the East. So the whole gym is divided, and everybody wears colors. So all the East fighters are blue, and all the West fighters are red, I think. Anyways, that really added to the atmosphere.
Yeah, that actually sounds really fun.
So when I walked in, I was like, I didn't see a seat number. So I asked the guy, and he's like, well, who are you cheering for? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just here to watch. And they're like, oh, you should probably go stand upstairs then. And I didn't really understand why until I went and stood upstairs and saw that the seats were so divided. But even upstairs, like one side was red and one side was blue. It's the upstairs is kind of just railing overlooking the ring that you stand along. So it was still really fun. And I mean, it's not like anyone was going to get mad when I cheered for the wrong person, but it was hard to switch back and forth and just pick a boxer.
Okay. I would like to keep an eye out for that next time. All right, last thing in the reviews. Virgil Ortiz last night. Let's go from the bottom up. I don't know who these people are, but I have it listed anyway. Raul Carrillo stops Elias Diaz in the 8th of their 10-rounder. Arnold Barbosa, I mentioned, I think, and he stops, oh fuck me, Sholisani Dongeni. I fucking nailed it. That was a super lightweight fight. Stopped in 8 of 10. Now, vindication for Ismael Barroso. He stops O'Hara Davies in the 1st. Holy shit. I did notice something that both Gabe Rosado and Oscar De La Hoya both were calling him Barbosa. I thought that was funny. But so Barroso gets the stoppage in 1. Looks like he's next for the WBA again.
Grandfather boxing.
Yeah. Grand old man.
I don't understand how he looks so sickly and is so healthy.
Yeah, no idea how he's able to do this, but good for him.
Like, he looks like a mummy.
Yes, he does look like his bodily fluids have been drained out of him completely.
I wonder if that makes it hard for him to cut weight.
He won't show it on his face, at least.
There's no way to tell how drained he is from weight cut.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of actually being drained, Tony Weeks does it again. Virgil Ortiz.
That was
Yeah.
the worst stoppage I have ever seen.
Quote unquote stops Frederick Lawson in the 1st. This was Virgil Ortiz has moved up to 154. But Tony Weeks, holy shit.
I don't know, man. It's getting rough for him.
I said it as it happened that one good thing I think is that something that was a consideration at the time is that Tony Weeks is just losing it. You know, he's not who he used to be. And that takes off the possibility of PBC having paid off Tony Weeks to save Romero. I think that's what it does, because Tony Weeks made another dumbass call here for a completely different situation. He's just
Well, and Weeks has made a lot of borderline calls as well. Like, not as egregious as these two. I haven't been a fan of Tony Weeks for a long time. I think it's time that a bunch of these really famous refs start retiring.
yeah. I think you were saying that it's time to maybe these guys all need to retire.
I was watching fights from like the 90s, and it's almost all the same refs.
Yeah.
Like, they've been doing it for 30 years, and it's time some new people got to come up.
Harvey Dock is good. Thomas Taylor is great. Jack Reese should consider self-immolation as a means to rid us of his company.
Well, I mean, Reese is one of those ones. He's been there forever.
Yeah, he has. Man's a fucking dinosaur.
Like, it reminds me of Angel Hernandez in the MLB. Like, somehow they can't just stop giving these guys jobs.
Who keeps funding them?
Well, like,
Honestly.
Tony Weeks is a prime example. Like, how many fuck-ups do you get in big fights? I know this wasn't a huge fight, but Virgil Ortiz needed more than half a round.
Definitely.
Like,
he said himself that he didn't like the stoppage.
I felt really bad for him in the post-fight interview. I don't know if you guys watched it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Are they booing me? Why are they booing me?"
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah, that's what he was like. No, I was wailing on him. I don't know. I don't make the decision for him. But he thought he saw something, so he stopped it. I don't know what you want from me. And they were like, "No, dude, they're booing Tony Weeks, not you."
Yeah, and then he apologized like 8 times for bad-mouthing the fans.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
I'm sorry for being so good.
Yeah, it's not my fault that I'm fucking better than him. Virgil at 154. What do you think we're looking at here?
Him trying not to die before the next fight?
Well, damn.
No, but like,
No, I know what you
Rafu
mean,
is one of those ones where
Yeah.
once you get it, it's easier to get it again.
Yeah.
So he called out Tim Tszyu. First thing.
I think that'd be fun.
That'd
be a good fight.
A lot of fun. I think he needs more time because this fight was pulled way too early. He still needs to get some rounds in. I say Brian Mendoza.
I was just gonna say Mendoza would be a solid one.
Erickson Lubin. This one's for Jesus Ramos. Lubin jobbing Ramos?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He needs a Michel Soro. He's been in the game for a
What
bit.
about Xander Zayas?
Don't do that to him. Poor young
Sorry.
man needs more. Israel Madrimov, another 154 guy who's been around.
Madrimov would be a fun fight.
Radza Butayev, he moved up from welterweight as well, so that's fun. He lost to Stanionis on the Spence Ugas card, I believe. Yep, Spence Ugas. Josh Kelly. Time to put up or shut up. You can't just sit at number 1, 2, or 3 rankings forever.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Eggington is still fighting. Interesting.
No,
Yeah, no, I don't. We don't need to see
it.
that.
I might have the wrong guy, but Eggington's the one that just like takes a ton of damage every fight.
Every
right?
single time.
Okay. That man is just walking CTE. He has to be with the amount of punches he eats. Or am I confusing him with Cheeseman?
They both do that. That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just thinking of him. My favorite my favorite Eggington moment. He was fighting Paulie Malignaggi at 147. Malignaggi was landing, no kidding, punch after punch, and Eggington's just kind of like looking at him and just kind of puts his hands down and lets Malignaggi keep hitting him. And he's
Oh, I was gonna say, there's no way Malignaggi could ever knock out Eggington.
He didn't.
Like, you'd have to give him 10 uninterrupted minutes of Eggington not moving.
So I think he was just bracing himself enough, and Paulie couldn't break through that. And he just, after the bell rang, he just kind of walked back like, what? That didn't bother me at all. I don't care about this guy. I'm not worried about him.
But I thought Eggington had retired.
I thought so too, but unfortunately, Virgil Ortiz is going to have to crack Sam Eggington.
No.
I was way too satisfied with myself for making that joke. Yeah, so the options are there. I think he needs more time, for sure. This half a round shit that he just did, no fault of his. It's not, he didn't do anything wrong here. But he needs more time in the ring. He needs to get more rounds in. I don't think that sparring is enough. There are other guys that are not, like top 5, top 10 that you could pull up who are decent, like we just named. So there's no reason, I don't think, to rush into fighting Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, and they're both still young. Like, it's
Right.
not like he needs to rush it.
Yeah. Xander Zayas is from... Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, so he's from Puerto Rico. Never mind. I was gonna say Virgil Ortiz being Texas American, Texas Mexican American, and then Xander Zayas if he was like from like the Bronx or something. That would have been a good little proxy rivalry. But moving along. Anything more on Virgil Ortiz?
I don't
Nope.
think so.
Nah.
I thought he looked good
Yeah, he did.
for
Just a short amount
20
of time.
seconds.
All right, so previews from the next one we have Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. The only other two fights I have that I listed, Christian Mbili versus Rohan Murdoch. That's a 168. Probably a 10-rounder. I didn't note it though. But Mbili, he's really fun. If you haven't seen him fight, he's very entertaining. Jason Maloney versus Saul Sanchez. This is the WBO bantamweight title. I don't know. Baloney.
I don't like Maloney's. I don't like either of them.
I like Andrew, but we'll get to that in a moment. I'll explain why in a bit. Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. These for the other three titles at 175. IBF, WBC, WBO. Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. I feel
This
like
is the biggest fight in Canada in decades. I'm
Really?
excited that Canada finally gets to have a fight.
ardent
I mean,
Canadian
the last one was probably Stevenson somewhere.
versus Badu Jack, maybe.
Yeah, I think this is much bigger than that, though.
Might be, yeah. Ardent Canadian patriot Artur Beterbiev. No,
He'll
Alright.
bring some tourists, and Quebec
Canada's-
City is a beautiful city, actually. Like,
Yeah.
they can get some cool shots of the old fort, drum up some tourism. Just too bad it's in the French part.
I'm not sure if I have much to say on this besides, like, I'm really thinking this is going to go a little bit better than Yard. But it's just going to be Beterbiev. Once Callum Smith gets a taste of what Beterbiev is packing in the gloves, he's going to be very hesitant to engage, and it's not going to be very fun. And when at the few times he does try to, he's going to get the worst of it. I'm not expecting much out of
Yeah.
Callum Smith.
Yeah. I mean, he's looked good at 175 so far, but
I don't know. I like Callum Smith.
He's all right.
You're probably right, but I wouldn't write him off completely. I think he'll go in and he'll try.
Yes, I think he will try. Anthony Yarde tried. Joe Smith did not. Trying to think of who else I've seen. Beterbiev murder. Vosdick. No.
Yeah,
just about-
like
No.
I don't think Callum Smith's just gonna like run around the ring the whole time. I think he'll go in and try.
Yeah, I mean, Smith's got the height and reach on him, so.
How big is
He's had
the
it.
disparity?
Let's see. Smith.
I'll look up
Six
Beterbiev.
3, 78 inches versus
Smith's
75. So he has a 5-inch reach advantage, 4-inch height advantage. That's
Yeah,
considerable.
I think hopefully he has a good jab. Just keep it
Yeah.
out there.
Smith does have a pretty good jab.
His 2 wins so far at 175, though, have not been very good.
No.
Gilbert Rivera and Matthew Botterleek. That's not a very good pair of outings to be walking into this. I guess like his career at 68 has been considerably better. So like that, if it counts.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think those are just kind of were feelers to see
Yeah.
how moving up in weight would go.
Can I hang?
I don't know. I am interested. I think Smith is a long shot, but I don't think he's a no shot. Like, I don't know. I'll probably put a pizza bet on him just in case.
Yeah, 1 pizza.
The pizza bet.
Yeah.
Love that.
Right. So 1 pizza on Callum Smith. Anything more?
Hey,
Or-
you know what? Fuck it. Make it pizza for me also. Actually,
Alright.
I'll throw a pizza bet on him.
All right. Moving along, the Pro Box TV series is back on the 17th. It's a Wednesday. So that's fun. If you're not doing shit on a Wednesday, they're always entertaining because, like, I mean, if you lust for box like we do, then it's something, you know. And they're actually Pro Box has some pretty solid outings, better than a lot of local promoters do.
Yeah, the matchups are usually always competitive. I really like that. I'd rather watch 2 C-tier fighters that are closely matched than A-tier guy beat the crap out of a B-tier guy.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So there you go. Pro Box TV, they're on YouTube. And it's free. All right. On the 20th, we have a card in the UK. Natasha Jones versus Michaela Mayer for the IBF welterweight title. On the card, I don't know who Mark Jeffers versus Jermaine Brown, 10-round super middleweights. I don't know who those guys are.
No idea.
Jack Cullen versus Zach Chaley, 12-round super middleweights. Jack Cullen, I remember him from, he fought Diego Pacheco. Callum Smith was supposed to be the headline of that card, but against some like nobody. But then the Beterbiev fight got floated to them, and Callum Smith had a mysterious injury and had to pull out. So
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting how that worked out. So Diego Pacheco versus Jack Cullen. Cullen was all right for the little bit he lasted, so that's fun. So I'm hopeful that he'll be entertaining again. And Natasha Jones versus Michaela Mayer. Michaela Mayer loves to scrap, so fun. I don't know enough about Natasha Jones to say.
I've watched her a couple times. She's more of a boxer than a brawler, but
All right.
I kind of give the edge to Mayer on this one personally. I think she might be able to bully her a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is Natasha Jones? Because Michaela Mayer I know that she's operated at the higher levels. I don't know if Natasha Jones has. So can she handle that sort of?
So
weight
Natasha
pressure?
Jones, I just looked her up because I know I've watched her, but I have a shit memory. She has had 2 world championship belts in 2 different weights. So
yeah, she
I
seems
mean-
to know what she's doing.
yeah. I think she was also an Olympic medalist. No, world medalist.
Championships, yeah.
Yeah. Like, she's good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good scrap. I just think Mayers probably hits a little harder and will drag her into a dogfight.
There you go. I was already sort of interested in this, but now that's been taken out of the sort of level. Yeah, definitely gonna.
It should be a fun scrap.
Yeah, not going to miss it if I don't have to. Okay, last thing in previews is on the 23rd. This one's in Osaka. Fucking Kenshiro Teraji is going to be defending his WBA, WBC 108 titles against Carlos Canizales. Kenshiro Teraji unified his with Kyoguchi the last time I saw him. So this guy's definitely the beans. I'm not sure.
Taraji's really fun to watch.
He's scrappy. His fight with Kyoguchi was fun. Even for 108s, if you're one of those fucking snobs. But I don't know enough about Carlos Canizales to say, but I expect he's gonna really try to take it in Japan, not let it go to scorecards.
I do not recognize this Canizales guy.
Co-main is Artem Dalakian versus Seigo Yuri Akui. This is the WBA flyweight title. Dalakian is the champion here. So it's Bam, Martinez, and Dalakian. I think Dalakian is sort of hiding behind the promoter's fucking banner because he wasn't very. I don't think he could have even beaten Sonny, to be honest with you. But we'll see if he's gonna change his tact and who he calls out. Right, and Tenshin Nasukawa is fucking back. Super bantamweight, kickboxing phenom. I think MMA as well. He's just a fighting sports monster. Pun not intended, because he's Japanese. I wanted to point out he is 2-0, and his opponent Luis Pacheco is 15-2-1. I believe in his pro debut, the guy was like 16-3 or something like that. So Nasukawa is not really wasting any time. All right, that's it for previews. Previews. So, Joshua versus Ngannou. It's going to be, I think, the first weekend in March. Yes.
Dude, that came out of fucking left field, and your boy is excited.
Yeah, I'm very much excited.
I hope Joshua looks good. Like, I don't dislike Ngannou, but I hope Joshua comes out and just schools him and is like, of course, professional boxers are better at boxing than MMA guys. That's what I want.
Looks good physically, right? Right? Physically?
Yeah.
No, just saying he's a handsome guy, but
well, he's gonna be handsome even if he doesn't look good boxing.
I'm hoping that Ngannou gets outclassed at every turn, but scores a clean knockdown.
So I read a comment.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. I just want the Ngannou. I want to ride this train to the fucking end. We're going off the rails with it. And this train is going straight off of a fucking cliff. I'm riding it all the way down.
Yeah, right now the train is going full speed and the brakes are shot. There's no stopping this bad boy.
I'm throwing more coal into that bitch. We are going faster. And
Hold on tight,
Ngannou
boys.
is the man. He's going to be the WBC champ soon enough.
I think your scenario is the ideal scenario. That Joshua looks like a way better boxer, outclasses him, but Ngannou wobbles him knocks him down.
He gives a good account of himself. He doesn't look terrible. He looks like he's competent. So
he looks like an MMA fighter fighting a boxer in boxing. Is what I want. And I want Fury to be fucking embarrassed about it.
That's what I want. That's exactly what I want. That's what I'm hoping for.
So I'm glad you guys brought up Fury, because I did see this comment. It was fuck, I'm trying to think how to word it now. AJ is gonna do what everyone thought Fury was supposed to do, basically, to Ngannou.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And yeah, it'll be a barn burner, a real fire starter of a fight, I hope. I have AJ winning, but I think Ngannou will definitely wobble him a little bit.
If he can land cleanly, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, if he can land cleanly, because AJ, if we get the AJ that fought Wallen, forget about it.
Yes.
It's gonna be a 12-0. I'll put 2 pizzas on this fight, 100%.
But I want AJ to engage as well. I don't want it to just be boring.
Like the Ruiz too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he needed to do, and it was a smart move, but yeah.
Do you guys think, like, AJ will be going to this fight a little, like, scared, just because, you know,
I hope not.
Given Ngannou is known as, like, a heavy hitter, whereas Wallen was not a very heavy hitter?
I don't think he's gonna be scared or worried or overly concerned, but I think he will be taking it seriously.
Right. Yeah, that's what we can hope for.
Yeah, I don't want him to get too cautious, because then it won't be fun.
Cautious enough to respect Ngannou and his power and the unorthodox approaches that he can bring to the table, or bring to the ring, I guess, but not so cautious that you don't style on him.
Yeah.
Now, another question. So this fight coming out of left field, do you guys think it was in the works for a while? Because it came out like a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was
like
really
day of reckoning
quick.
happening. Day of reckoning happened.
Yeah, I think they had
that shit
this
came quick.
planned. They had it planned before the Walling fight. They just waited to announce it.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they were waiting for the eventual win over Wallin. However it came, I think that might have determined how quickly they were going to do it. Like, if it was 12 hard-fought rounds, then they're not going to announce it right away.
I was thinking that, but also I'm not sure, because after the Fury fight, Wilder was, you know, in contention for Ngannou versus Wilder, and suddenly AJ came out of nowhere.
Oh, do you think it's because Wilder lost?
Yes.
I think so too. So they had to make a quick turnaround. So like Wilder lost a week later, they're like, "Hey, fuck Wilder, get AJ on the phone ASAP."
Oh, that's interesting.
Could have done Parker. That wouldn't have been as big though. Yeah. So
No,
Joshua's the
no,
right. the
Nobody
right
likes Parker. No, I said that wrong. That's rude. But Parker's not as big a draw.
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah,
I wonder who the poor referee is going to be to separate these two fucking behemoths in the ring. Poor guy's going to get squished.
It's gonna be Harvey Duck in a mecha suit.
Maybe they bring Herb up from the MMA.
Herb
Dean is a
Dean?
big dude.
Yo, if they get Herb Dean to be the ref, I will lose my shit.
Yeah, that would be pretty serious.
I mean, I wouldn't step between these two fucking
Yeah.
beasts.
I've always thought that being a heavyweight ref would be the scariest fucking thing in the world.
Hell yeah, what? Just trying to put my arm in there between them. Hey, break it up. Oh no.
Somebody gets like a stray hook thrown and just destroys you.
Oh no. I better get compensated for the rest of my life.
Yeah, if you have a rest of your life. Honestly, I think if a heavyweight hit me, I would just die.
Yeah, I think
Even
AJ
if it was
probably,
on accident.
I'm pretty sure AJ probably uppercut me to the moon.
So the rumored co-main, Jile Zhang versus Deontay Wilder. Fun.
Do you think that still gets like that's
This is
the rumor now?
post loss. So It's
Oh, Wilder
Oh.
shouldn't do that to himself.
I don't think
I
he
think.
wants to.
Well, hold on now. Hold on now. Let's think about it this way, though. Wilder is old, and he's questioning his spark still. I think this would be a great, like, sunset, like, retirement payday fight for him, because Zhang's got a pretty decent, like, following now. So if this
I was
is
gonna
like,
say Zhang's older than Wilder,
He
isn't
is
he?
a few years. Yeah.
so this is like a perfect fight for probably either one of them. So if Zhang loses, does he also retire with his payday? If Wilder loses, does he retire with his payday? I think this is like a great retirement fight for both of them. Just given their
guess.
age and like circumstance, really.
Make it a
I
$1
don't see
pay-per-view in
how
China.
Wilder beats Zhang.
Not if he plans appropriately. Because the right hand versus a southpaw is a problem.
Yeah, I think this is honestly a great fight for both of them. Just Wilder coming off a loss and being as old as he is, and now Zhang kind of just. I mean, what's next for him? Like, he needs a big name, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect big name for him. And Zhang being what, 41? He's like 41, right?
40, 41, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is like the perfect co-main for both of them. Like, one of y'all's got to retire after this fight and take your fat paychecks.
Yeah. Right off into the sunset. It's not on a Tuesday, though, so do they have to hold the pay until Tuesday to get the bag? Or...
For this one, make an exception.
Yeah, you brought me around on it. It's not a bad idea. It's not terrible. Not the ideal co-main I would want, but it's still not terrible. It's not bad. I'd watch it for sure. I could watch it as a headline, even as a main event.
Yeah, even that.
That is the only bit of news.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey, if you made it to the end, thank you very much for listening. Time flies when you're having fun, and we did end up getting to our annual picks, but for the sake of making that not carrying this on much longer than it already has gone, I broke that off into a separate piece that I'll be publishing a little later this week. But again, thank you for listening, and we will be back later this week with the fucking end of the year picks. Right, so other shit, lvxmedia.net. If you want to hear other shows that we do on the Lux Media Network, other shows in the Lux Media family, we got MMA, fucking astrology and tarot and occult stuff if you like that. A little bit of slice of life, etc. And we're always looking to do more, so keep an eye on the website for more. Always publishing more, trying to publish more. Social media stuff, lvxmedia.net, everywhere. We're still brainstorming if we're going to branch off the shows to have their own things, but we'll see how that goes. So for now, lvxmedia.net is that's where everything's at. For if you would like to contact outside of the social media shit, it's if you go to the website, hit the B-Sides Boxing button. There's two options there. Email, straightforward. The phone number, 833-LUX-PODS. It's anonymous and unattended, so if you decide to call it, it goes straight to voicemail, and you can leave your voicemail, or you can text. Either way, I don't know who you are if you don't tell me. So, regardless of whether you do or don't, I would love to hear your thoughts, especially on the end of the year picks coming up. But yeah, we'll have that coming out soon. So, thanks again for listening.